to my YouTube channel. But today I'm going to be doing my everyday, like my go-to makeup routine. Like if I was going out somewhere and I just didn't want to do anything big, this is what I would do. If I was in a rush trying to get my makeup done to go, I don't know, to work or something like that, this is like my all the time beat, like my go-to beat, my go-to products. Like these always work. So if you want to see that, keep watching this video. First things first is my eyebrow gel. I get this, the Combat Gel, the Extreme Hold. I normally order it off TikTok Shop, or I order it directly from her website. There's no other places that I get this from. If it's not from their page, I just don't like want no parts in that. So I just brush my eyebrows up with these little spoolies that I got off where I get these from? Amazon. And then I take my finger in here like that. I take that much and I put it on the back of my hand, and then I take it and then I put it into my brow like this, and then just, it's kind of difficult to do on this side because I got these curlers in my head, but I'm gonna take the curlers out later. So I just put it all over my brow like this, like that, and then I just wipe it off. And then now I'm just gonna brush them in the direction that I want them to be in. So I want the front basically like going up, and then so I'm just brushing this up and then brushing this over. I get real quiet when I'm doing my brows because I don't play about my brows. Like, I need them to turn out right. If nothing else in my makeup routine turns out right, I need my brows to turn out right. Like, so I gotta be quiet, mouth wide open when I'm doing this part, okay? That looks good. Okay, so next, I'm gonna carve out my brows. Now, the concealer that I use to carve out my brows is not the concealer that I use on my face. I use the Haus Labs concealer in the shade 23. And then I use this brush right here, this Wet n Wild brush. I think this is like a little $2 brush I got off Amazon or something like that. I really don't remember. But I just take it, bend up my brush like that. Make sure the brush hairs are loose. And then I just carve out the bottom of my brow. Hello. To blend out my brows, I just use this puffer brush like this. This is my favorite brush. I just had to answer a phone call really quickly. So there's that. That's all I do for my brows. I don't use any brow, like, what is it called? Like the little, damn girl, why I forget that fast? I don't use brow pencils or pomade or anything like that on my brows. My brows are already naturally thick. So next is foundation, and I yet to use the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation in the shade 420. I do have the shade 415 as well. Now 420 I will use if it's like at night because, you know, the flash. 415 I use during the day. But if I'm somewhere and I know I'm gonna be out all day and I don't have time to redo my makeup, I would just go ahead and use 420. And then as you can see, I only put it at the bottom of my cheeks. I put it here on my neck. I don't really move it all the way down because this part of my neck is like dark, obviously, because it doesn't get a lot of sunlight. So I put it here. I put it above my lip. I put it on my nose. As you can see, I did not put it in my eye area And then I'm just gonna pump some more on my hand for this side of my face. So basically I don't put it where I don't need it. And then I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna like dab a little bit on my forehead, not like a lot because I still have to put cream contour up here. So it's really no point in doing this, but I guess I'm just a little bit bored right now, so I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. That's it for foundation. Now for concealer, I use two concealers. I use the Hourglass concealer. I use the shade Dune, D-U-N-E, and then I use the shade Beech, B-E-E-C-H. Dune is my like concealer shade, and then whatever it's called, y'all. Golly, that's my highlighting shade. And I like it when people apply concealer according to their face shape. I have a long head, so I apply it to the sides of my nose like that. I don't really bring it up there or nothing like that because I need this concealer to stay in one place because I don't need to be looking crazy out here, okay? Now, this is all I like to, this is the only area that I like to apply it to, right? So I'm gonna go wash my sponge. Let this sit while I'm washing my sponge, and I always do this every single time. I put on my concealer and then I wash my sponge and then I come back and I blend it in. So let me go wash my sponge and then so I had washed off my sponge and now I'm gonna blend this makeup in. So I like to keep my concealer just in like this area. I don't like to like bring it too much down or anything like that because I already have a long face. So the longer my concealer goes down, the longer my face will look. But if I just so happen to get the concealer down too long, I can fix it with my bronzer. If that happens in this video, then I can show y'all. If not, I can't show y'all what I mean by that. So I'm just gonna blend this concealer in. I'm gonna bring it up on my eyelids, y'all, and then my nose. I'm gonna take it and just pat it on my nose like that. Do like this, like this. Now, okay, now that Done is filled in, I am gonna take a little bit of Done and I'm just gonna do like this and like this, right? And then I'm gonna do Beech, B-E-E-C-H. I'm just gonna put a little bit here and a little bit there. This is just to highlight. Hold on. Okay. Then I'm gonna let this just sit for a while. I'm not gonna bring this up on my eye. I'm just gonna keep it in this area here that I'm blending it in. And then the same thing for the other side as well. I'm not gonna bring it up on my eyelid. I'm not gonna bring it up on my nose. I'm just gonna do like this. The first cream contour that I like to use is the Thread Complexion Stick. I like to use Rich Brown Warm. Even though I'm a neutral girly, I like to use Rich Brown Warm to contour my face. Cream contour my face. I like to bring my cream contour up a little bit high and then blend it going down. You'll see that. And then I like to take my Fenty Beauty contour stick in the shade Mocha, and this is what I use on my nose. I find this shade to be a little bit lighter than my Thread complexion stick. I love using this. Ever since it came out, I've been using this, and then it like gives the perfect curvature of my nose. Like, please. And I always cream contour closer to my eyebrow area here because it always gives me that slim appearance right here on my nose, because my nose gets kind of chunky and wide when I smile right here. So if you cream contour like this, this will give you that pinched nose kind of look. I like the way my nose look down here, so I don't cream contour that area. I blend up like this, and I blend it a little bit down, and I just use the same pattern as I'm blending, 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 blending. Foundation. So yeah, I gotta make sure I get all up in there. Blend this down a little bit. Blend this down a little bit. I blend first going up towards my eyebrows like that. And I just kind of do a sweeping motion, and then I do a patted motion as I'm going down my nose. I'm doing a patting motion as I'm going down my nose. And really the product that I'm putting down the sides of my nose is just like excess product. It's not really a lot of the contour. Let me check this with a close-up mirror. It looks great. We're in the game. Hold on. Like, this needs to be blended just a little bit more. Okay. Now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go over the sponge that I use with my concealer. We're going to put it on the concealer side. And I'm just going to blend this area here. Make sure I didn't get too much bronzer in that area. And then I'm going to blend this area here. See? See? Now, after you blend all of that in, you want to take that same sponge and blend it like this. Like just around the edges, not too much inside of the contour itself, just the edges. I only do that with the outside of my face cream contour. My nose area, I do not blend it with this sponge because I'm delusional, and sometimes I think that when I did the concealer touch up, I kind of did my nose already. Okay, next I'm going to set everything. I'm going to use my first setting powder, my Chanel Universelle setting powder. I use the shade 10. I love this powder. I've been using this for years. So I'll take it on my sponge like that, and then I'll go under my eyes. I'll bring it under my nose, onto my eyelids, bridge of my nose, and then here in this area, in this forehead area right here. Everywhere that's shiny. Okay, and then after I do this Chanel powder, right? I just started using her like not too long ago, but I love using two powders. I'm gonna go in with my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I use the 02 palette, and I just shake it up like this, and then I open the top, and then I apply it under my eyes like that. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. Now that I set my concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and set my cream contour. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie 06. So I'm gonna take this, and then this is gonna go into all the places that I put the cream contour. All those places where I put that is here, and then I'll put it here, there, 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 and here. Then with my nose, I'm going to use this Sephora concealer brush. I'll be using it. Absolutely love it, and this is what I use to go over contour that I have put on my nose. And I do like to concentrate it a lot in here and in there. So, and then this is what it looks like at this point. Okay, so then I'm going to take the brush that I used to blend out my contour and just wipe it off just a little bit. And then the blush that I like to use, y'all, they sold these at CVS. It's the Beauty Blakery blush, Snackaroons, and the blush in Hey Pumpkin. I love this orange blush. I know people are like fiending over pink blush right now, but for some reason I just feel like orange looks so good on me. Like so after I apply the blush, then I like to take my sponge again and just do like this over this area here, and then a little bit up here, not too much, not too much, definitely on the sides, but my hair be covering that up most of the time. Now I'm going to use my first setting spray, which is the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I just spray this on just like regular. Yeah, so after I put on my setting spray, I like to take my Chanel powder again, dip my, and just go over this area right here. Like that. Okay, and then next I take my highlight brush, spray some of this Morphe spray on it, and then I just do like that, right? And I take my highlighter. In the shade Flaunt, if I think, but it's so pretty, like so pretty, and it gives me like that natural glow finish. Like, please, 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 please. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Stunning, stunning. Now I'm gonna take my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and spray my face again. So this is just, I'm not really gonna do a full eyeshadow thing. I'm just gonna do my, I'm in a hurry, my go-to eyeshadow, like what I do on my eyelids. I just take my bronzer and that's it. Normally I would use my Makeup by Mario palette, but if you are in a rush, you can just take a flat brush and pat your bronzer onto your eyelid like this to start creating a brown smoky eye. I like using mattes. I don't like shimmery shadows like that, because if I don't have enough time to change my eyeshadow, I get really, really frustrated. So I'll just stick with mattes, because yeah, I ain't got no time for shimmers right now. I mean, at all, period. Especially when I'm in a rush. So, yeah. Now, just blending it. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Okay, now we're gonna move on to mascara. I mean, like I said, we on eyes right now. So the first one, y'all used to use this since high school. The L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and I like to use it in the color black. This is the darkest color they have, I believe. My battery is about to die. So I'm just gonna take this. Then I take my eyelash comb and I just run it through my lashes to make sure that they're all separated before I go in with my second mascara. How pretty that is. She's cute. She's cute. Okay, so then next I go in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And to give myself that little wispy look, and I just make sure I get it as close to my lash line as possible, especially in the back. Just gonna comb through it again. Where is it? Okay. Comb through this again. Just one little comb. Now I'm gonna take my L'Oreal Telescopic one last time and just go through my lashes like this. Okay, so to finish off the eyes, I'm just gonna take a small little tiny blending brush. This actually doesn't finish off my eyes, I'm tripping. I'm gonna take my bronzer and just sweep it under my eyes like this. Like that. And then, last but not least for my eyes, I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner in the color Black. And I'm gonna line my eyes. Y'all, I love this eyeliner. Love this eyeliner. I get it from CVS. Guys, now I'm gonna move on to my lips. So first I like to take my MAC Cork lip liner. This is my baby. She needs to be sharpened. So pull the bottom out just a little bit. Next, I'm gonna take, yeah, I love this lip liner. It's by Jenny 69, the Baddie B Beauty lip liner in vanilla. So I'm just gonna take that and put it in the middle of my lips. Then I'm gonna take the Buxom lip gloss. Today I'm gonna use the one Pink Champagne, and I'm gonna put this on top. Okay, so let me go take these rollers out and then I'll be right back. Right back. Just took the rollers, the heatless curlers out of my head, and look how cute that is. Like, please. This is cute. Them heatless curlers did what needed to be done. This is the final look. This is my go-to makeup routine. So this is the final look. I don't know what's going on with this side of my head, but this is the final look. How cute is she? How cute is she? Tell me yes or no. Yeah, so I'm about to go. I'm not actually going nowhere, but I'm about to get off camera so I get this video. This is toothpaste, by the way. This is toothpaste. Look, yeah, so I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all in the next video. I hope that this video is long, that this video is nothing but long, okay? Nothing but long. And I will see y'all in the next video. Stay blessed. I hope y'all like this, especially my hair.